Welcome back to Yansplaining with your host Stanislav Tishan, and as always my co-host is Peephole Circus. Hello.
Hello.
You know the hand and footprints outside the Chinese theatre in Los Angeles for the Hollywood people?
Yes.
Where they put their hands in the concrete and they look very awkward while they're doing it because they have to deal with normal people. That was actually, with the plebs. They're like, ooh, these people are here. I only see these when I have to sign stuff at a Comic-Con. That was started accidentally when the silent film actress Norma Talmadge stepped on wet cement. It was never a thing.
God, she was just blagging it then. She stepped, instead of saying sorry, she just signed in and said, there you go, be grateful. Arrogance.
Yeah, exactly. Have that.
Yeah. I wish it was deeper and she sank into it so we wouldn't have to deal with any of the rest.
Exactly. Just to clarify, the name is actually Norma Talmadge, and this lady was married to Buster Keaton. So I don't know if that's why she was kind of walking around there like, what are you going to do? I've trod in all your cement. What are you going to do now with it?
Well, Buster Keaton, he probably planned it. Perhaps he didn't like it. Go, there we go, drowned her in the cement. She's been there ever since, laying underneath.
Oh, do you think it's not the handprints going in, it's the handprints coming up?
Yeah, the last signal was give me 10, then she's gone.
She actually invented the high five as well. In Israel, it is illegal to bring a bear to the beach.
I should hope so. How did they even... There must have been like a circus or something.
At some point, I'm guessing. I don't know quite why it's there.
Do you get a lot of Russians going to Israel? That would explain it. All of them seem to have a bear.
They do. That's their. They have them in their hand luggage. I was personally thinking about in the gay scene. If you're a very large man who's hairy, they call you a bear.
You would think that, though. Like where I was thinking a normal bear.
Yeah.
You were thinking of a big, handsome gay guy.
Russian. Yeah, I was thinking of who's the guy from Street Fighter 2?
In my mind, I'm thinking Vlad. That's because I presume all Russians are called Vlad, but I just don't know.
Zangrid? I'd have to look that up. But yeah, it's illegal to bring a bear to the beach.
What are you supposed to do with it then? Just leave it by the edge of the beach?
Tied up with the dogs, I guess, and the bicycles.
They won't last long.
Well, bears can ride a bicycle. I've seen a video of it once.
Yeah, me too. You see bears in cartoons doing everything.
Yeah, so maybe you don't tie them up near the bikes because they're going to pinch one.
Yeah, or your sandwiches. You'd think no bears in the picnic area. That makes sense.
Oh, you don't think there's a cartoon where, like Yogi Bear, but he does everything on the beach? Could
be. Is Yogi Bear gay? Is he a bear?
So he'd be Yogi Bear. Don't
bring Boo Boo into it.
Well, he's a young, impressionable young man who's just experiencing life. But we don't judge here. We don't judge. Moving on, kangaroos keep growing until they die.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty buff kangaroos. Crazy things.
Like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I saw one guy punching one in the face. Was attacking his dog, and he starts walking up to it, and they must lock eyes or something and think, right, it's on. And this guy starts squaring up, doing the old weaving back and forth, and punches him in the face. This kangaroo just stops dead, like, what just happened?
Like, how dare you?
He just jumps up, walks off. No, he just wanders off in a daze, going crazy.
They look like prize fighters. I don't know what they do all day. Yeah. Just lift weights or something.
I know, but you see that they're basically a big ball of muscle. They've got massive chest muscles and arms.
Yeah,
massive claws on them as well.
And they're one of the more cuddly creatures in Australia.
I wonder what they taste like. Can you eat them? Because I'd love to try one.
I assume you can eat a kangaroo because they're are they vegetarian? They have to be vegetarian. That'd be terrifying if they were carnivorous.
I thought you meant are they vegetarian to eat? I was going to say yes.
They're the vegan option.
Lovely, because their ears are quite big. And do you know them things you can have with lettuce with rice in the Chinese places?
Yes.
One of those crispy ears maybe with noodles in there. Be delicious.
What, like a spring roll twisted up?
Yeah.
Deep fried?
I'd like to try it, but it'd be like, again, like chicken, because it all tastes like chicken, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know quite why. Or does chicken taste like everything? Is chicken like the base, what everything's designed on? Chicken is the closest relative to a Tyrannosaurus Rex, allegedly. That's a free fact I'm throwing out there to you.
Now we keep them in, just for fun, we keep them in tiny little cages where they can't move. We eat all their eggs until they die a miserable death, and then it's delicious.
Exactly. Where before they were the most terrifying creature in the world. It's something, they took a strange career path.
I think the ones, we've seen them in Jurassic Park in cages, and we realised they taste better when they're afraid. So that's why we keep them in little cages. That's why they taste so nice. People say they've gone tastier over time because of certain reasons. It's because we've learned to instill fear into them just before they died. So we package them at that point fresh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That adrenaline seeping through them, is it? Is fear adrenaline?
No, that would, oh God, that's another one. That would be adrenochrome, something like that. That's another subject altogether.
That's for another show. Jellyfish are considered biologically immortal. They don't age and will never die unless they are killed.
Let me see how long they last out in the sun, and then we'll talk. I think they're so hard. Come and sit in the sun in the afternoon. See how they feel
On a Mediterranean beach.
Yeah, immortal, huh? Not looking so great now. Crispy.
Do you reckon you could go toe to toe with a jellyfish?
What does a jellyfish even do out of the water? It just turns into water.
Like a Tesco's carry bag.
Yeah.
I don't really know what. I'm not entirely. I guess they have something that they do in the world. Do they filter the sea?
Yeah, they do. They filter the sea of idiot swimmers who swim with jellyfish.
You see these people who are swimming with like millions of jellyfish, and then on the narrator goes, one touch from a jellyfish can paralyze a man. So we've sent this idiot down here to swim among thousands of them.
Been in the herd of.
Albert Einstein, brain and eyeballs are kept in a safe box in New York City.
Is he dead?
I assume so. It doesn't say about the rest of his body, just his brain and eyeballs.
But I would keep his moustache and maybe put one of them glasses and a nose on him, you know?
Yeah.
Because it looked like him, wouldn't it? It looked like him.
Why is it in a safe?
It's Einstein, idiot.
Or do they think somebody's going to steal it? Steal his brain?
Zombie. Yeah, you would exactly zombies. You steal his brain, gain his knowledge. Got to keep his knowledge safe. So have they tried mind readers? Is that how they communicate? How is he communicating in that?
I was going to say blinking his eyes, but it's only his eyeballs. So rolling his eyes.
Yeah. So every time you say something, it's like he's French. Just saying.
Yeah, he's really unimpressed with everything constantly.
So we just done your maths, Einstein, and when we figured black holes are exactly like you thought. Told you.
Yeah, I told you that 60 years ago.
Maybe he could do the alphabet by moving his eyes in the shape of letters. It'd be tiring, but he's got a big brain.
He's got a lot of time on his hands.
People say to check out the big brain of Einstein.
Well, they can check it out now, literally.
I'm more interested in checking his balls out.
Eyeballs or?
Yeah, his eyeballs, of course.
Oh, that's right.
Of course.
What did they do with the rest of him?
I hope they made furniture out of his skin. Other than that, I don't really care.
Like you say, his moustache, the big hair, just seems a bit strange.
I would keep his moustache as well. I'd make it a clip-on. I'd use it as a tie, like a dicky bow. Make it spin round and everything.
Well, yes. You're going in a direction I didn't think would come out from the Einstein's brain and eyeballs kept in a safe box. There, I have to say,
we're not all blessed with the same gifts, are we?
That's true. Well, we're all blessed with a brain and eyeballs normally, but.
At least we're not French like Einstein.
Good old French Einstein. Some simple things about volume and mass. There are two units to measure objects, and they talk about volume and mass because certain planets are a different size compared to the size of their mass.
So that's like heavy metal.
Yes.
Very loud.
Yeah. It's like, imagine Guns N' Roses and Metallica. That's what we're talking about in a strange way. So the mass is the amount of matter an object contains, while volume is how much space it takes up.
All right.
So you could have a jar filled up with pickled eggs.
Yeah.
Or you could have a jar filled up with baked beans. One has got more mass in it than the other. So in theory, one would weigh more even though it's in the same container.
So which one would weigh more?
I'm assuming the baked beans.
All right, I would have said the pickled eggs.
That probably wasn't the best analogy I could have come up with there, I have to say. I didn't think that through. I should have said ball bearings, really, shouldn't I? Steel ball bearings, that would have been better. But
Pickled ball bearings.
Pickled ball bearings, yes, indeed.
It's essentially like the solar system anyway, isn't it?
Yes, because they're all round.
That's true.
Most of them. Some of them have discs and such as well to them. The other one is even more complicated than the thing about mass, and it's a unit called an AU.
Oh, that's gold, isn't it?
It is gold, but it's also astronomical units. Instead of using any other, I don't know why they have their own length, but this makes no sense as a measurement. This makes no sense at all.
It's
So
like alcohol units. That doesn't make much sense.
no, because the alcohol unit is like 2.5 or 2.3.
And the volume in consideration as well.
Yeah, volume. Again, we're going back to the volume and mass. See, alcohol volume different to volume and mass, but it's kind of the same thing.
You're making sense so far.
Well, this measurement makes no sense at all. So they measure astronomical unit is the distance from the Earth to the sun.
Right.
That is 1 unit. But the problem is that unit changes because when we rotate around the sun, it's not in a perfect circle.
So what you're telling me, it's not an absolute unit.
No.
Okay.
So it changes by about, as if I've written it down here, by about 3%. So I'm not entirely certain how they can use this as a actual unit.
Doesn't sound very accurate.
No, it doesn't to me. But it's roughly 150 million kilometers or 93 million miles. So that wasn't good enough. So they changed it. Why they changed these things? I have to read this out because I'm going to get this wrong. It is 100. So it was 150 million kilometers. Yeah.
Right.
They changed it because that was too easy to 14959787070 meters.
Roughly.
So yes,
it's absurd. That kind of number is silly because it means nothing, does it?
No. Why change that? Why change the 149? What's that? 149,597,787,700.
What's that in inches though for the Americans? At least 50.
It's at least 3 inches. We'll call it good night. Anything else to say, people?
Good night.
Good night. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell.